I want to turn this state around. I want to revamp our education system from K through 12 to K through 10 with no federal money and no new taxes. I want to repair our broken family court system so that when you lie in court, it is a crime. I want to support new industries like blockchain and open source and hemp and cannabis to support our struggling farmers. You might say these ideas are radical. No, they're bold. We need new, bold ideas to save this state. And this new message is approved by Larry Sharpe.
Yes, that was my commercial, if you remember, from actually 4 years ago. And it hasn't changed. Isn't that funny? 4 years ago, still here, still trying to make things happen. I'm either stupid or crazy or maybe both. I don't know, but I'm here. Thank you so much for joining me today. It is 7 p.m., a little bit afterwards on the East Coast. And it's Monday, the day before Election Day. Yes, that's what's happening right now. Tomorrow is the big day. I hope that many of you have already gone out and voted. I hope you have. For those of you who haven't, there's still tomorrow. If you live in New York State, it's time to do the right thing. And that right thing is writing in Larry Sharpe. That is the right thing for you to do if you live in New York State. You may go, wait a minute, Larry, that sounds crazy. Why would I do something as nutty as that? There's no way a guy like you is going to win. Well, let me tell you why you shouldn't. If you know it's going to be good, and you do know it's going to be good, because I wouldn't sit here and just talk trash for nothing, then you should do what I always ask you to do. You should click one of those like buttons, the heart or the like. Oh, click the don't like. I don't care. Click a button, something. Click something that shows you're watching, because that matters. It helps me get past the algorithms that I need to get past. So I need to get past them. So please click as many likes as you possibly can. If you can share this into other areas, that's awesome. If you can comment, that's also good. Any type of engagement will work. And if you comment with a question so someone will answer it. And then even better, we can keep this going to the best of our ability. If you want to support me or want to know who I am, or have your friends know who I am, head over to LarrySharpe.com. If you want to know how to write me in, click the write in button. It will show you exactly how to do that. So if you want to do that, you can. Larry Sharpe, click that write in button is fine. If you want to support me, you still can. LarrySharpe.com/donate. We are not done, regardless of what happens tomorrow. Whether we get our 2% or whether we don't get our 2%, either one, we're not done. The question is, how much work are we going to have to do? If we don't get our 2%, there's a lot of work to do. If we get our 2%, there's still work to do. Nowhere near as bad. And that's what we're going to be working on right now. So, hi, everybody. Glad you guys are here. So, the first thing someone asked is, Larry, how do we write you in? All right, I am going to explain. It's actually grossly simple how to write me in. All you have to do, and I'm going to show it to you right here for those of you who care. And some of you don't care, I know. Some of you in for other issues, but I'm going to show you now how you would do it for those of you who are concerned. It is actually very simple. All you do to see is head over to LarrySharpe.com and then click where it says right there, write in Larry Sharpe, and it shows you two separate ones. If your ballot has a horizontal view, all you do is look right here and go to where it says Larry Sharpe. You write in right here. It is the lower left-hand corner if you have a horizontal ballot. If you have a vertical ballot, it's all the way over to the right. And that one actually has a circle. Darken in that circle and then write in Larry Sharpe. That's all you do. And you go, Larry, what about all the other people on your team? Please write them all in if you want to. I'm happy to. Here's the reality. The state only cares about me. It's not because I made the rule up. That's kind of how it is. That's what happens, right? So that's what it is. That's how it works. They only care about me and the governor, and that's it. Please write in everybody else if you want to support them. I think supporting them is awesome, but those are the two things the state cares about. So if it's vertical, that's how you write it in. Horizontal, that's what it is. So bottom, lower left, if it is horizontal, upper right, if it is vertical. And that's it. That's how you write my name in. So I hope that was clear, Rhonda. So thank you for that. So I want to move on, if I could. I want, if you're a Democrat right now and you say to yourself, Larry, I like you, but I'm not going to vote for you because, I'm a Democrat. So whatever. All right. If you actually are a Democrat in New York State, which most people in New York State are, I mean, there's about 6 million or so registered Democrats, like 2.5 million registered Republicans. It's almost 3-1. And there's like 3 million registered others. So there's actually more other than there are Republicans. The Republicans still keep thinking they're going to win. It's fine. I don't mind that. Let me talk about Democrats first. If you're a Democrat, I want to ask you an important question. Are you happy with our state? And if your answer is yes, then you should vote for Hochul, I guess. Then that would make sense. You're happy. Go ahead. I'm happy you're watching me. I don't know why, but I'm happy you're watching. Please keep watching. If you're a Democrat, please watch anyway. But I guess you'll be voting for Hochul tomorrow. Good for you, because you like what's happening. Well done. If you're a Democrat and you're saying to yourself, no, I'm not happy. The thing she's doing isn't good enough. I don't like how she's regulating cannabis. It's a disaster. It's hurting my farmers. It's hurting my friends who are dealers. It's hurting everybody. I don't like her prison and bail reform. It's not letting first-time offenders out, and it's letting bad people out. It's not doing what it was supposed to do. Yeah, if you're a Democrat and you're saying, I don't want to go the opposite. I don't want to shut cannabis down, and I don't want to end all types of prison and criminal justice reform. I don't want to do that. But what she's doing is a disaster. If you believe that, and many Democrats do, how are you going to keep her in check next year? You're not. That's the problem. If you are a Democrat, if that's who you are right now, you're a Democrat, it's critically important you understand that you will not be able to keep her in check. Because tomorrow, sadly, I mean, you'll be angry when I say this, but I'm just being forward. Thanks to the Republican Party and conservatives throwing me off the ballot, I was the only person with a chance of making impact in this race. Kathy Hochul is going to win tomorrow. And when she wins tomorrow, the question is, what are we going to have left? What are we going to have left? If you're a Democrat in this case, she is going to be as strong as she's ever been. The Republicans are going to be non-existent now. It's going to be 22 years. They've won nothing. And thanks to them, they've destroyed every other third party. So there's no third party that can now challenge her. And they've, screwed the pooch again for the 22 years in a row. So the Republicans have ruined their chances for ever making impact in the state again. So that's done. It was already done, but now it'll be obviously done. And the third parties are gone. So now who is going to stop her from doing whatever she wants? Nobody. And if you're a Democrat in this state, you should know one party rule is bad no matter what. And within a party, if you have no one to stop, what are you going to do? This is not a good idea. If you are a Democrat and you're unhappy, you should write in Larry Sharpe tomorrow. Because if you write in Larry Sharpe tomorrow and we get our 2%, there will be a Libertarian Party in this state come next year, which means you will have a place to go to push the issues you care about that will have to push Kathy Hochul. That's it. If you don't do that, there will be no one else to push her. And she will just do what she wants. You will have no say. And here's the worst part. Is she focusing on the things that Democrats care about? No. Is the AG. The AG cares more about putting Trump in jail than they care about your kids. I'm not making that up. You know it's true. More about putting Trump in jail. And if you're a Democrat, you may want to put Trump in jail. And I'm okay, great. You want to do that. Is that your priority, though? I hope it isn't, right? I'm sure Democrats want to put Trump in jail. Okay. But it's not your priority, is it? I hope not. I hope your priority is your own family being happy. I hope your priority is your own family and business moving forward. I hope that's true. If it is, then write in Larry Sharpe tomorrow. Let's get our 2% of the vote that we need to be a party. And now you're going to say to yourself, Larry, I'm going to want to fight Hochul in the future. Okay, run as Libertarian. You can now. You'll be able to now. Now, I know the next step is, but Larry, no. That's why we have the Working Families Party. That's how we'll push the Democrats left. We'll do that. Okay. If that were true, when is the last time the Working Families Party did not support the current governor who was in a Democratic Party? I don't remember. They've supported Cuomo every time. And here was what Cuomo did to the Working Families Party after the Working Families Party supported him every time. He said, great, here's a law to destroy you. And the Working Families Party said, okay, thank you for kicking our ass. We're going to support you again. Even after that happened, I'll go one step further. If you're a working families person, if you're on the left, you're a working families person, if that's who you are, great. What happened in Buffalo? A working families person, India Walton, is that right? India Walton won the primary. What did Democrats do? They joined the Republicans to put the status quo Democrat back in, and they won. How? On a write-in. India was kicked off, lost her bid to become mayor of Buffalo because Democrats and Republicans together pushed the Working Families Party off, and she lost. What did India do? Went right back to supporting Democrats again. India is supporting Kathy Hochul. So again, they smacked India, and she's still going back. That's what you want if you're a Democrat in New York? That's what you want? There's nothing for you if you want to hold the governor accountable. The only thing you will have is an actual third party. That's it. So if you are a Democrat in New York State, she's going to win. That's done. It's going to happen. You can see it. The odds makers, the bookies already know this. They're betting their money on this. And I trust them more than I trust polls, right? Because polls are bought by political parties. Gamblers just want money. So that's already happening. If you're a Democrat, understand that. She's going to win. How are you going to keep her accountable? 2% of the vote to Larry Sharpe, write in Larry Sharpe, and we can keep her accountable. All right, go, Larry, I'm not a lefty. I don't care about the Democrats. I don't care about the Working Families Party. Okay, great. What are you, conservative? Wonderful. If you're conservative, why the hell are you voting for Lee Zeldin? It's a serious question. Why? If you're conservative, if you're in New York State and you self-identify as conservative, why would you vote for Lee Zeldin? I know you're going to vote for Kathy Hochul. I got it. I understand that. But why for Lee Zeldin? Because we got a chance. That's a fantasy. If you are a conservative in this state, ask yourself this. How many people have you seen pack up and leave? Yeah, those are people who would have been voting with you. They're not anymore. They're in Florida. They're in North Carolina. They're in Tennessee. They're in Texas. They're not with you anymore. They've left. The concept of Republicans winning in this state, in a statewide election, that went away a long time ago. And I know you don't like it. I know it bothers you. I get it. It bothers me too. But those days are over. I'm accepting reality. I hope you will. Republicans tell me all the time, gotta be realistic, gotta be realistic. I'm being realistic. The actual plan that I had was to actually have the Conservative Party back me, the Republican Party back me, and Forward back me, and Unite back me, and Libertarians back me, so I'd get 5 lines to fight against her too, and would actually win this damn thing. Well, that went away. Why? Because your Conservative Party and your Republican Party decided to sue me off the ballot, to tell me, no, we don't want you, Larry. And to be fair, the Conservative Party had a conservative they could have picked. It's a guy named Rob Astorino. If you're conservative, you know who he is because he's an actual conservative. Yes. And what did Rob Astorino do? After the conservatives said, we're not going to have a primary. So you conservatives in New York State, where was your primary? Oh, right. Nowhere. You didn't get a primary in 2018. You didn't get a primary in 2022. And you're like, we'll just keep giving Republicans their name. Why? They're not giving you conservatives. Twice in a row in 2018 and 2022, the Republican Party, aka the Conservative Party, gave you as a conservative in New York State 2 downstaters who are not conservatives twice in a row. That's what you got. 2 non-conservatives twice in a row. And what do you still do? Well, I want to join a Conservative Party. Why? To virtue signal? But I'm the bad guy. But you're going to keep that party to virtue signal. That's what I'll do. I'll virtue signal. They have been bending you over and giving you the high hard one for 5 years at least. And you just keep taking it. And you're mad at me. Stop. It's not going to be a victory tomorrow for the conservatives. You know this. In your heart, you'll get, he's got a chance is what I hear because you think he has a chance. I got it. He's not going to win, and neither am I. But here's the difference. After the election tomorrow, when Hochul wins, where will your Conservative Party be? Where will your Republicans be? They won't be here with you. I will be. How do you know? Because I got my bucket in 2018, and I'm still here. I've proven who I am. I've shown my colors. I've done it through victory in other parts of my life, not here, and in failure. And I was still here. And I've watched others succeed. And many of you know you've watched me help you succeed. And then all of a sudden, so many conservatives went, yeah, but this is the year. How many times are you going to hear that? When you guys needed a voice, let me give you some specifics. When you guys, if you're a conservative, when you needed a voice on making less abortions in New York State, did I back down? I didn't. Did Lee Zeldin? Absolutely. He threw you under the bus. And you people who are pro-life go, I'm going to do Zeldin. Why? He literally 2 weeks ago threw you under the bus. So was he lying before or is he lying now? Which one? Which one? Are you okay with that? I guess you are. So you're okay doing that. I've never lied to you. Not once. I made a promise to you. I said there will be less abortions in New York State in 4 years, and I will not have to change the laws to do that. I won't change the laws on abortion. Women will still have their rights without question, and I will change the environment, because the best defense against abortion is women choosing to not have abortions. Make women feel more comfortable, give them an actual support system, and more women will choose to take their baby to term. That's what I want to do. That was my plan. It's on my website, been on my website for 5 years. 5 years. Nobody takes it. Democrats don't take it because they don't care about it. Republicans don't take it because they're not going to fix it and can't get in charge. Why wouldn't Republicans take half of my policies at least? Because they know they're not going to win and it doesn't matter. That's why. That's the reason. Second Amendment, you're conservative. Second, he's going to protect our Second Amendment rights. How? He won't show up for the vote. Not once. Not in D.C., not in Albany. But you conservatives again. Well, Second Amendment. What happens when he's asked about Second Amendment? He dodges. What happens when I'm asked? I tell you right to your face that I do not support red flag laws or the SAFE Act, and I'm on record doing it literally in a debate in 2018. For 5 years, I've been consistent in these issues, supporting your rights as a conservative. As liberals too, I support your rights too. I support everybody's rights, but as conservative too. And what are you saying now? Well, Larry, not this time. How are you going to feel tomorrow when he loses? And yet again, for in this this will be the 10th time in a row you've been fooled by the Conservative Party. Now, I know people tell me, well, Larry, you don't get it. I'm going to teach him a lesson, and I'm going to vote for him on the conservative line, because that'll teach him how. You're rewarding the conservatives for not being conservative. That's what you're doing. For every one of you who votes for Lee Zeldin on the conservative line, you are literally rewarding the conservatives for not being conservative. That's what you're doing. And you're wondering, why do they keep screwing us over? Because you keep begging them to. That's the reason. So they keep doing it. Yes. So stop. Because after she wins tomorrow, the question is, will there be something to fight? The Republican Party will be completely broken tomorrow. How do I know that? Because in 2018, again, for those of you who don't remember, 2018, the Republican Party was broken again. They lied about how they're going to win. They didn't win, of course. And all of a sudden, both the Conservative Party and the Republican Party lost their leadership. What do you think is going to happen next week? Same thing. Nick Langworthy, who's now if you're a Republican, that was if you were conservative. What if you're a Republican? You're not conservative, you're a Republican. Maybe you like Trump, maybe you just like Republicans, maybe you hate Democrats, whatever. You're a Republican. Okay, great. What's your party giving you? Your party didn't want to give you, first up, your party did not give you a primary last time. You just got your guy. Take him. Shut up. And you got a guy and a gal, the Lieutenant Governor in 2018, who literally said her words, the SAFE Act doesn't go far enough. They put that person as Lieutenant Governor in 2018. And half of you don't even remember either of their names. Where are they now? You don't know. Correct. You don't know. But I'm still yapping. Yeah. This time, they give you two people. Have you even heard the Lieutenant Governor speak? Do you even know her name? I don't know. They gave you another one. They actually gave you no primary again. Some of you don't know this. Was there a primary? There was. Why? Because they forced all of the people on the run to go out and get signatures to force a primary. That's true. And if you pay attention, that's what happened. Republicans didn't want to give you a primary either. They would have forced their guy on you again. Why? Here's why. If you're a Republican, think about this. First off, I went to the Republicans and I said, let me run in your primary. Now, in New York State, for those who don't know, even though I was a registered libertarian, I could actually run the Republican primary if they give me a piece of paper called a Wilson Pakula. That's the name of the piece of paper. And I could run the primary. Same way Bernie Sanders is independent, runs in the Democratic primary. So it's not unheard of. Bernie Sanders does it. He's not a Democrat. He's an independent, he's a socialist. So he runs the Democratic primary. Well, you can let me, a libertarian, run a Republican primary. I said, don't give me the line. Instead, let me run your primary and I'll win the primary. And if I win the primary, give me the line. They said, no, change to become Republican. No, then I'll lose. You can't win as a Republican in a state. It's 3-1, Democrat Republican. You can't win as Republican. You win as independent. So let me be the independent. I'll win in your primary. You'll endorse me. You, conservatives, libertarians, forward, unite, boom, 5 lines, done and done. We can actually get rid of Hochul. They went, no, and we're going to sue you off the ballot. to make sure you can't even be around, because that idea makes a whole lot of sense. And then we can't grift. You might go, Larry, come on. They didn't want to grift. Okay. After they got rid of me, they then had 4 people on the ballot: Zeldin, Astorino, Giuliani, and Harry Wilson. If you're a Republican, you probably have one of 3 things that are important to you, or maybe more, but one of the 3 probably most important. Number 1, you want a real conservative. Some people want that. Not all Republicans care about that, but say that's you. Who was your guy? Astorino, real conservative, clearly. You might say, no, that's not what I care about. I care about personality. I want people to get out there, motivate the base, and get going, that kind of thing. That was Giuliani, without question. A guy had personality, that was him. I don't care about any of that. Say you're a Republican, you don't care about that. What you care about is crossover. You want Democrats to come vote for Republicans. Say you cared about that. That was clearly Harry Wilson. That was a turnover. He was a guy who he had worked in the Obama administration. The guy was clearly a candidate who could have brought Democrats in. Clearly could have brought Democrats in. Who got picked? Zeldin. What's good about Zeldin? He raises the most money so that he can grift the most. So the party got grifters. That's what they wanted. That's what they did. And they took your money, they took your hope, and they grifted. That's the Republican Party now. So when that falls apart tomorrow, what are you going to do? Be mad. Okay, be mad. The question is, will there be a Libertarian Party for you to jump on board to fight these guys next time? Because they're going to have no credibility now. And I say, well, Larry, how are you going to raise money? Some of you don't know this. Why did they not care? Why did they not care? Larry, they got to care. They don't have to care. Why? Because they passed the law last year. In case you didn't know this, they know that Republicans in the state aren't going to want to give anymore, aren't going to want to care anymore, because why bother? They were already broken for years. Now they're going to be more broken. They're not going to want to give money and do anything again. They know that. And the Democrats going to be like, why am I excited? I know my guy or gal is going to win. Everything's gerrymandered. Why do I care? They were worried about that. Of course they were. So what are they going to do? Well, they passed the law now. Your taxpayer dollars are now going to pay for elections. Yes, you may not know that, but as of November 9th, 2 days from now, after this election, now your taxpayer dollars, over $100 million every election cycle, is now going to come from the state taxpayer dollars to pay all of these guys to run. That's why they don't want any other parties around, because now only the grifter parties get to run. That's it. They will take your money. You won't give it because you're mad. They'll just take it with taxation. You think I'm making it up? Check that out. You know who supported that? Republicans and Democrats together. Why? Because they're all grifting. That's the reason why. And that's the party you keep supporting. They keep bending you over and you keep going, yes. And your answer is, but this time might be the time. All right. Let's assume that everything I'm saying is wrong. I'm wrong. Even though I've been right on almost everything for the last 5 years, I'm on record saying it all, and it's all coming true. But this time I'm wrong. All right, fine. Zeldin somehow wins tomorrow. Oh my God, Larry's wrong. Okay, great. I'll apologize. I will come forward and say, oh my God, I don't know what happened. I was wrong. I'm so sorry. I will apologize publicly. I will. I will shut up. I will eat all the crow. I will do it. 100% I will. Say he wins. What's going to happen? He's going to be a lame duck governor. He can't do anything. Why? Because he doesn't have the assembly. He doesn't have the Senate. Neither of those two. And everything he wants to do is all about, guess what? Executive orders. He says so. Literally, he says he's going to create a crime state of emergency. Here's what you don't understand. The assembly can take everything he does and erase it after 30 days. That's how the law actually works. Hochul doesn't care about that. Neither did Cuomo, because they ran the assembly and the Senate. Who cares? Doesn't matter. Yes, doesn't matter. He has no leverage. He gets shut down for 30 days. He does nothing but cry and whine. He's an ineffective governor. And who comes up next? Welcome, Andrew Cuomo. He's back in action. And watch him as our next governor. I'm not joking. You know that's true. But Larry, you won't know anything. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Because if I actually had won this thing, which obviously I didn't, but I'd won this thing. If I'd won this thing, 2 things would have happened. Number one, I would have a bunch of people in the Senate who would have turned over and become libertarian. I know that. I speak to them. They would have. So I would actually control the Senate via the swing vote. Since I control the Senate via swing vote, anyone in the Assembly who wants something done has to make sure the Senate approves it. I then have some leverage. I would have more leverage than Lee Zeldin because I would actually control the Senate. Yes. Isn't that crazy? But I told you that, but you didn't want to hear that. Not just that. If I'd actually done that, I would have got a whole bunch of Republicans, Democrats to vote for me. They would also literally look in their outer districts, how many people voted for Larry Sharpe. And if I'd won this thing, high percentages would have. They would then look at that. Those who had high percentages of Larry Sharpe voters in the districts would support me. Otherwise, they'll lose their seat. That's how that works. It isn't rocket science. So yes, I actually would have more power than he would have. So he wouldn't be available. Larry, what is your proof of this? Because culture in New York State hasn't changed. So New York State is still 3-1 Democrat. So even if Zeldin somehow wins, he didn't win because a bunch of Democrats became Republicans. That's not what happens. And this is what you have to understand in your head if you're a Republican. It just means Hochul's so bad, and she is horrible, that she pissed off a bunch of Democrats. These aren't new Republicans. They're pissed off Democrats. They're still Democrats. They're just angry. And when they're not angry at Democrats anymore, they will go right back to Democrats again because they're still Democrats. They're not Republicans. They're pissed off Democrats. So as soon as Zeldin does stuff they don't like, they'll be mad at him and they will turn on him and they will vote for whatever Democrat wins. And you just go back and forth, and the person you'll get will be worse than the one you have now, because now they'll come back with even more of a mandate and even more, they'll be more of a tyrant. And worst off, where will third parties be to stop them? Nowhere. Nowhere. This is not a long-term solution. It's a desperate solution to just beat Kathy Hochul now. Desperate and not good. How do I know this? Please don't forget this. Bush got us Obama. Obama got us Trump. Trump got us Biden. And Biden looks like might get us Trump again. Maybe, who knows? So all we're doing is pushing off 4 years. That's it. That's all you'll be doing now. If you want real change and real impact, we have to build up third parties. There's no option. The only one you can do right now in New York State is writing Larry Sharpe. Whether you're a Democrat, Republican, working families, conservative, independent, doesn't matter. I hope that makes sense to you at least. There is no other option if you want to make change. Otherwise, what are you going to do? It's a problem. Let me grab some comments. You guys are commenting a lot. I appreciate all the comments tremendously. I want to walk down and talk about these, so if I can. All righty. Let's see here. John says, writing Larry Sharpe. Yes, absolutely. 100%. I already answered Rhonda's question. Thank you. Brian says, be a Democrat, my friend. You know, Brian, I actually thought about that. I did. And the fact that I'm not should tell you something about me, right? It should. Because if I just wanted to win something, I would run locally in New York City as Democrat. Democrats win all the time. I win one primary or run for something that isn't, and I could win it. Of course I could, right? I put all my money and time and energy, same money I put into running for governor. I could just put it into running for something local if I just wanted to win something. As you would think, and many people think, well, don't you want to win something? No, I want to change something. I have a business. I have a show with my name on it. I don't require a vanity run. Vanity is something I don't require anymore. Doing this, all I do is get my ass kicked every day. So no, I don't need to be a Democrat, but I appreciate the offer. Thank you. But I guess I could, You know what? Maybe if we get our ass kicked completely tomorrow, I'll maybe run for something and get some attention as Democrat. Maybe. I don't know. I guess I could, right? Maybe. But why? I got to be able to make some kind of impact. I don't want to run just to run. So that's it. He goes on to say, well, write-ins don't work. Literally, this is ignorance. Brian, you're ignorant. Literally, the current mayor of Buffalo won with a write-in. That is the second largest city in New York State. So I think the people of Buffalo would be evidence to show you that doesn't work. And that happened last year. So write-ins kind of do work. Literally, there's evidence of that. So you're just making that up. But I'm not even asking to win. Look, to be forward, the odds of me winning, same as we win in the lotto tonight. I hope I win tonight. Obviously, I hope also, what do you win? I hope someone I know wins. It'd be awesome. The odds are the same. Could I win? Anything's possible. But that's not what I'm asking you for, Brian. Because also, I'm not going to lie to you. Like, sadly, a lot of people are lying to you. I'm not lying to you. What I'm asking for is 2% of the vote so I can have a party for next year that even you could run in. When you realize that your party is broken, you might actually want to run in it. So yes, write-ins actually do work. Just did last year in Buffalo, second largest city in New York State. They do win. So I hope that was at least good. There we go. All right. Let's see here. Let me see if I can go here. Slamming the door on Hochul. I would like to, but it's not going to work, right? This is the problem, right? We think a lot of people are thinking, well, wait a minute. If the Republicans win tomorrow, then Hochul's finished. Yeah, she probably is. That's probably true. She's probably finished. but Democrats still run the state. And most of the states are Democrat. And a bunch of Republicans are still going to leave in the next 4 years because they're already planning to leave. So they're already leaving, right? So as they keep leaving, the state still stays Democratic. So he becomes a governor who can't function. And then the next governor is Cuomo. So yeah, there we go. Absolutely. So, all righty. Let me keep going if I can. Thank you for all the answers. I appreciate that. Yes. Lisa then goes on to, or are you going to give this one to Hochul? You know what, Lisa? I wish I was that powerful. I do. I wish I was powerful enough to give the election to somebody. That would be awesome. I wish I was that powerful. I'm not. I wish I was. Not being on the ballot was very painful. It hurt us badly. Hochul's going to win this on her own without me, right? And you might go, how do you notice, Larry? Here's how I know this. Again, everything I'm saying, so many people like Lisa are just talking trash because I guess someone told you that or whatever you think is correct. He's talking trash. Brian's talking trash. I'm giving you stuff based on what happened. I just told you write-ins work. The current mayor of Buffalo just won with the write-in last year. So they do work. Brian's just talking trash. You're talking trash. The reality of this is if Hochul believed for a moment she was actually going to lose, you know who would have been on the debate stage with her? Me. How do I know that? That's what Cuomo did in 2014. Again, Astorino ran against Cuomo in 2014. That was Cuomo's closest race, was against Astorino. That was the closest race Cuomo had. And he was worried that Astorino might win. What did he do? He brought the Libertarian on the debate stage. Said, I'm not debating unless Libertarian said it. The Libertarian there was a guy named Michael McDermott. I know I was his driver and I was supporting him at the time. I wasn't running. I was supporting. I was support staff at that time. That was me. I was supporting. And that's why I know he did it, because I physically drove him from Suffolk County, New York to Buffalo. That's correct. I drove him the entire state. I did that. And we stayed in a hotel. I paid for the hotel. I was totally good to him because he was running. He was my guy. I was supporting him. So he passed away recently, and I will miss him. But anyway, that's what happened. So she would have done that. She's not scared. She wants more people voting. The more people voting, the more chance she wins. So I will give you an example. Hold on. This is from, see if I can find it. Yeah. Okay. This is actually from Twitter. Hold on. I think you may enjoy this. You may not, Lisa. It may make you angry. I hope it doesn't make you. I'm not trying to make you angry. I'm just trying to show you reality here. This is a piece that I saw that someone put out for the people who for early voting here in, I think this is Monroe County right now, if you see this. And it shows Dems, Republicans, conservatives, working family, and blank. So the voters. Look at that. 52% of them are all registered Democrats. Only 23 registered Republican. So that would mean all the Republicans and conservatives, right, because the working vote is so small, all the Republicans would have to vote for the Republican. And even if all the Republicans did, and all the blanks, if all the Republicans and all the blanks voted for Republican, the Democrat still wins. And this is Monroe County. It has Rochester in Monroe County. It's one of our bigger cities, right, in New York State. Right there. Right there. All Republicans and all the blanks and all the conservatives, if they all voted for the Democrat still loses. I mean, the Democrat still wins. So then for every Democrat that doesn't vote, that votes for Republican, you make sure a blank doesn't vote for one. Wow. Wow. Hard to do is all I'm saying. This is the challenge that New York State is. What I keep saying, it is a challenge. Absolutely. So yes, it's a problem. So anyway, let me keep going over here. Tammy goes, stop taking votes away. We want to get rid of Kathy. I explained the whole thing. I guess you weren't paying attention. Maybe you did it afterwards, whatever. It's fine. Good luck. I hope you'll be for all the people like Lisa and Tammy who are so aggressive, I hope that tomorrow or Wednesday, whenever they come up with the thing at the end, I hope on Wednesday you are a bit more contrite. That is my hope. You might not. You might just be mad and blame people. People still blame me for 2018. The Republican lost by 23 or 24 points. I got 2 points. I wasn't the reason why Cuomo won. Again, I wish I was that powerful, Tammy. I wish I could control these things. That would be amazing. I can't. Do you think I would lie if I can control this? I'd be telling the world how powerful I am. I'd be trying to get more money and more votes off of it. Of course I would. I've been generating more influence off it. Get on more TV shows. I can talk about my issues and about my plans, about my policies. I'd be doing all those things if I had that kind of power. I don't have any of it. So yes, Lisa says you're not going to win. I know. I'm not lying like Zeldin is. I know. Yes, I know. So I hope I also explained Brian. Brian's just talking trash too. But anyway, I'll keep going. Eric says she's dangerous. Meaning Hochul? I assume so. Yeah. Yes. 100%. She is. They're all dangerous. Yes. Agreed. And there's the point. This is a great point, Eric. Eric says, dangerous. Correct. So if she's dangerous, great. Isn't the next guy or gal who follows her also dangerous? How about we don't have dangerous governors because we give less power to them and give more power locally and make our governor someone who protects the rights against the local bully versus who is local bully? How about that? That would be better. So Austin says, I'm from Kentucky, and I believe New Yorkers should write Larry Sharpe. Yes, you are right. Absolutely. Absolutely, yes. Patty says, I was told yesterday the upstate is more than GOP or Dem. Not sure how true that is, but it gives me some hope. That might be true in North Country. I'm not sure. But the problem, Patty, in the North Country is that so many people just don't vote. And a lot of people don't know this. I actually did well in certain parts of North Country. I did very well, certain precincts. The largest by percentage that I got votes last time in 2018 was Steuben County. I got 9% of Steuben County, which is my largest one. And that was great. I was very happy. But when it comes to individual precincts, one precinct in North Country, I got 26% of the vote. Of course, there's only like 100 people voted in there. So I got 26 out of 100, which is amazing, obviously, for someone like me. But in certain parts of North Country, only 1 in 6 New Yorkers actually votes. I know. Terrible. So we need more people to vote. So, of course, the reason why they're other is they just don't bother caring. They don't even bother showing up either. I hope more of them will. So, Patty, I hope much more of them will. That's my point. I hope so. So, anyway, let me go down some more if I can. Let's see here. I love it. Lisa says, listen to him fear mongering. Have you seen any of Zeldin's ads? And I'm the fearmonger. I think that you might want to. This is my opinion, Lisa. You do what you feel is appropriate. I'm libertarian. I only give my opinion. Do what you feel is appropriate. I think you might want to buy a mirror and look into it because I think there's a little bit of hypocrisy in what you're saying. But you know what? You will do what you want. So then it says, where do you get your funding? I get my funding from donations, which is why I always say you should, if you can, please head over to LarrySharpe.com/donate. So Lenny, if you want to be part of my funding, you can just go there and do it. I don't know the actual numbers this time. I know numbers from 2018. From 2018, I raised about $500,000, and my average donation was about $85. That was my average number. I had some big donors, though. I had some donors who gave me $20,000, $30,000. I had a couple. This year, I had a couple also who gave me like $20,000, $30,000. I had some bigger ones this year, but most of mine were small donations again. That's usually what I do. I get a couple of heavy hitters who drop big checks. Most of my stuff comes from smaller donors, which is why I'm always bugging you to donate because that's where my money comes from. I hope I answered your question. So, yes. All righty. Grace says, darn it, already voted for Zeldin. I didn't know you were running. Grace, I'm so sorry to hear that. And this is the second piece that bothers me, is that when I ran in 2018, people are like, Larry, your campaign was much better in 2018. It was. Guilty as charged. I said all the time, it was better in 2018. And there were two reasons why. In 2018, when I raised $500,000, I raised about $300,000 or $400,000 this time. When I raised $500,000, it all went to the campaign. This one, almost every dollar went to ballot access and lawsuits. Almost every dollar did. The Republicans were very good in getting me off the. I give them credit. They threw tens of thousands of donor money against me, and it worked. They basically pushed me until I couldn't afford to do it anymore. So I couldn't afford to spend time or energy on other things. I couldn't get as many signs out. I couldn't get as many T-shirts out. I didn't have the cash. I just couldn't do it. And I don't work when I do this. I just lose money when I do this. I usually just go to debt. When I do this for a year, I don't work. I just go to debt. And for those of you who are talking about me, your funding, you know where the funding of the Democrat and Republican come from? You are paying them. They have a salary. They're paying their bills because they're salaried by New York State and or the federal government. So your taxes are paying their salary. I'm a business owner. I get no money during this time. I just get my ass kicked. I just go into debt. That's what I do. So all the opening about funding, what's their funding? What are they gambling on? Nothing at all. They're not gambling on anything. Even if Kathy Hochul loses, she's already wealthy. She's made her money being in government for 30 years now. She's now a multimillionaire, so she's fine. And she has like $20 million whatever she has in her coffers now. She'll be fine. She'll buy herself a job somewhere. She'll be fine on the way. What about me? You guys talking trash? How about compare me to them? When you compare me to them, you have nothing to say. Let me say it again. If you compare me to them, you have nothing to say. Zeldin raised $13 million. He's going to buy himself a job. A month from now, I'll be back at work. That's what I'll be doing. I'll be back at work, crossing state again, doing what I do. What are they going to be? Hochul's going to be governor, still making tons of money off of us and off of you. Zeldin's going to be either in a lobbying firm or a high-powered law firm, laughing at all of you who voted for him. That's what he's going to be. Where's Nick Langworthy going to be? He's going to be a congressman. He took over the party saying he was going to stop Cuomo and fix the state and blah, 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 and he's going to be a congressman. He'll be grifting in D.C. instead. So, Grace, I wish I could have spent more time and energy out there getting everything out, but I couldn't do it. And the last thing is, sadly, most of you Republicans don't know this, but I took the biggest hit of all when it came as a public figure when it comes to COVID. Because when the lockdowns happened, I was against the lockdowns immediately. I put out an entire series on what we should do to deal with the pandemic at that time, back in March of 2020. And all the videos are there on my website, right? I'm not on my website, on my YouTube page. They're all there. And once I did that, I got shadow banned like there was no tomorrow. Crushed. Shadow banned. That's why, Grace, you don't see my stuff. People do not see my stuff at all anymore. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, shadow banned me completely. Where it used to be social media was helping me in 2018, it's horrible now. I used to do a video in 2018 and I would easily get 10, 20,000 views like that just on like Facebook. Now I need to literally go live on 8 platforms to get several thousand views. Yes. 8 platforms. This goes live on 8 platforms. If you look at it going, there's only 20 people on this. Well, yeah, on this one, but there's 100 on another one, 50 on another one, 200 on another one, 5 on another one. There's 8, right? And then people watch them afterwards. So that's how I have to do it. So there we go. So Lenny, answer my question. Don't be mean, Lenny. I answered your question. Don't be mean. I answered your question. I was honest. And you can just check it. You can just check it. This is literally public. You can just check it. It's not like I'm not hiding anything. You can just check it. And if I was hiding anything, I raised maybe $400,000 this year. Maybe. They raised tens of millions. And you care about me. Lenny, you're looking in the wrong place. You're looking in the wrong place. For sure. You're looking in the wrong place. So yes. All right. Let's see. Let's see here. Facebook. Oh, why are you yelling your own freedom base? Well, maybe you guys should be sharing it. Loyalists, as you say. Share someplace else. Tell people that. That's all. I'm still here. Or donate. Whichever. That's how. There we go. Yes. Absolutely. So John says, at least Astorino's principled, unlike Zeldin. This is true, right? Astorino never backed off at all. Right? I'll give him that. Right? He's more conservative than I am. Absolutely. I'm just saying he never backs off. He holds his grounds the whole way through. I'm going to give him that. 100%. Yes, but he is more conservative than I am. Absolutely. I'm not the perfect conservative at all. I never said I was. I'd run as a conservative if I was. I'm not. But will I respect conservatives in this state? 100% yes. Yes. 100% yes. Always have, still do. Yes. Christine says, I was listening to yesterday's show with my earbuds while I was messaging a client. I almost lost it when you dropped the F-bomb. I am sorry. Yes. I'm sorry. I probably, yeah. I'm still human, right? I still human. So Lenny says, you will celebrate when Hochul wins. Who's funny? No, I won't. What's wrong with you? Lenny, you are so full of it. I thought you were asking real questions. You weren't. You're just trying to be a troll. No, Lenny. No. Last night's show was literally a hit piece on Hochul because she's terrible. It's not like I like what's happening. The problem is, and this is a big, I'm glad you brought this up. People like you don't like reality. So because you don't like reality, you get mad at someone like me who tells you what's actually happening. And you think, well, if you say Hochul's going to win, it's because you like Hochul. No, because she's going to win. It's 3-1, Democrats and Republicans. My plan to get rid of her was the plan that's being used right now in Utah. I know it's 1,000 times. I'll keep saying it because some of you aren't getting this. In Utah, it's not 3-1 Democrat to Republican. It's 4-1 Republican to Democrat. So the Democrats in Utah finally figured out, why bother running a statewide candidate for governor and for senator? We can't win. Why bother? So they backed an independent, a guy named Evan McMullin. Now, Evan McMullin may not win, but he's coming close and he might win. He might beat the Republican in Utah, Lenny. Do you hear what I'm saying? Why? Because a bunch of people got behind the independent to create a coalition against the establishment. So everything I'm saying is not something I made up. It's based on something happening. The write-in, right? Going back and forth, left and right. The idea of making a coalition. It's already happening. But guys like you go, but you said something nice about Hochul or whatever. She's going to win. So now you love Hochul. No, stop that. She's going to win. That's how it works. If I liked it, I would just back her. You think I need to take votes from Zeldin? Stop. Why would I talk to these guys? Why don't you, Lenny, if you're in New York, I don't know if you are in New York, but if you are in New York, why don't you ask your Republican leadership? Ask them if Larry Sharpe didn't come to them saying, why don't you back me? Ask them. See what they say. You know what they're going to say? Well, see, we thought they're going to come up with excuses, is what they're going to say. So who's the BS artist? I'll tell you who they are. It is the leadership of the Republican and conservative parties in this state because they fooled guys like you. They're the BS artists, and you are falling for them, and you shouldn't. And sadly, so is Melissa, controlled up. You too. Same piece. Why do you need me? Do you really? If you honestly think that Hochul needs me, and she was like, "Oh, there's Larry Sharpe from 5 years ago. I'll pay him off to run again or something." I wish she would have paid me. That'd be even better. I could take the money and drop out and do whatever. I'd have some cash. I don't know, do something. No. I'm sitting here doing this and I'm controlled up. Man, I'm the worst there is. If I'm that bad, I'm not effective, am I? If she wanted me, think about this. If she wanted me, if she was like, oh, we'll use Larry Sharpe, wouldn't she have let me on the ballot? Right? Wouldn't she have let me on the ballot? Of course she would have. Melissa, think. Lenny, think. If she actually wanted me to be controlled opposition, wouldn't she have let me on the ballot? Wouldn't she have actively supported my wouldn't she have actively supported my law team, my attorneys? Wouldn't she have done that? Wouldn't she have given me an attorney? In case you didn't know this, and you guys don't know this because you couldn't know. The lawyer, one of the lawyers who was attacking me in court, was a lawyer from the Democratic Party. Because if it's from the Board of Elections, there must be two lawyers, a Republican one and a Democratic one. That's how the laws work. You don't know that. I'm not mad at you for that, but that's true. So the Democrats were also helping to get rid of me. Just the Republicans led it. So again, if I was the controlled opposition, when that Democratic lawyer, I don't know, screwed up the case or something, or when they've given me some money, wouldn't I be on the ballot? Of course I would. What you're saying is just cope. It's just cope. It's not real. It makes no sense at all. You're just saying stuff. Sibinaj. Say it right. Sincere thank you, Larry, for being an honest, hardworking candidate for us New Yorkers. You have given many of us hopium. Oh, thank you. Instead of copium. Thank you. Yes, for this state. Change will be slow, but soon you will win this whole state. Well, there's the advantage that many people may not get. That if I'm actually able to make this happen, we can push this forward to a series of local victories across New York State. And why does that matter so much? Because if we start winning locally, we'll begin to change the culture of New York State. New York State will go gold before it will go red. That's just a fact. It's not going red. When Hochul wins tomorrow, how many Republicans will be packing up and leaving? I mean, just tons of them. Conservatives, they're already leaving in droves. For those who don't know, I've used this stat before. Just in September, almost 6,000 New Yorkers changed their driver's license from New York to Florida. That's 200 a day, and that's just Florida. That doesn't count the Carolinas, Texas, Tennessee, Georgia. That's just Florida. And you think, yeah, New York's going to go red. All the red people are leaving. What are you going to? They're leaving, and they're changing their driver's license. They're voting for DeSantis. They're not voting for Zeldin. That's why DeSantis came up here. They're voting for, he's going to get them votes. DeSantis showed up here so that half the New Yorkers who go down there in 2 years or whatever it is, vote for him. That's why DeSantis came. So, yes, anyway. But the advantage is this state will go gold before it goes red. The hope is enough people get that and start turning gold, because people will not go from blue to red. They'll be mad at the blue and one time vote red because they're mad, but they're not going to turn red, but they'll turn gold. I've seen it, and many of you have seen it too. So absolutely. He goes on to say, I'll be writing you in first thing in the morning, so I'd start tomorrow off with a lead over the others. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Yes, 100%. That'd be great. Thank you so much. Absolutely. So, let's see here. Yeah, Melissa says, vote for Zeldin if you don't want forced medical procedures. I don't know how to even answer that. I don't know how to even answer that. First off, he's not going to win, so it doesn't matter. Second, why do you trust him for anything? He literally lied to you already. He's going to lie to you again. I guess you just need to believe in what you want to believe. I guess you do. So, yes, maybe you'll believe that. Next, if the state wants it, it's going to be hard for him to stop it because he won't have control of the Senate or the Assembly. He'll just yell at people. He will do what he does best, virtue signal. To be clear, Melissa, what does he promise on his first day? He's promised to fire Alvin Bragg, which is a local person who doesn't affect anybody unless you live in Manhattan, and pisses off people in Manhattan who voted for him. That's number one. And then make a bunch of statements that are bad, like I'll sign the repeal of the SAFE Act, which is never going to happen, or I'll sign the repeal of this, which is never going to happen. So he's virtue signaling. That's all he's doing. But I guess you believe him. Okay. Good luck, Melissa. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. That's all I can tell you. I hope you're right. So Job says, what the New York State Conservative Party says is that you vote for the Republican governor candidate on the conservative line to teach Kathy Hochul a lesson by having more conservative votes and telling her that New York wants a conservative. I hope none of you believe that garbage, right? I hope none of you believe that garbage. You vote for... Do you think Kathy Hochul thinks? Kathy Hochul's the one who literally said, if you're a Republican, get in a bus and go to Florida. She said that. And before that, Cuomo said, there's no room in this state for conservatives. And you think they care about conservatives? Wow. Guys, I hope you don't believe that. Wow. I hope you don't believe that. Yes. Andrew says the most libertarian, non-compromise solution to abortion is not funding organizations that perform abortions to other people's money. Yes, you're correct. I said it more than once. Planned Parenthood has every right to exist as a nonprofit. It can, but why is the state funding it? If you care that much, you can write your own checks to them if you want to as a nonprofit. No worries. You do you. I'm not here to tell you where to put your money. But why is state money going, or even federal money going into Planned Parenthood? No, if you care, you should write a check to them. 100%. That is what you should do. They have every right to exist as a nonprofit. But if you give the state doing that is forced speech. It's what it is. It's forced speech. Unacceptable. I completely agree. It's unacceptable. You're right. So yes. All righty. Let me keep going down here if I can. Let's see. Brad says, my fiance wants to know your stance is on teachers. Yes. I literally have shirts that say, Larry Sharpe, governor, let teachers teach. Teachers in New York are not anywhere near in as bad a position as many states, right? Teachers in New York make a living wage. In some states, they don't. The problem isn't teachers' living wage. The problem is that the money that could be giving them better salaries all goes to administrators. Teachers in New York State make an average of around $70,000 to $80,000 a year, skewed by New York City, but it's in that area. The average is about $70,000 to $80,000 a year. Some make a lot more if they're tenured, have been there for a long time. Some do, but that's about the average across the state. Again, skewed by New York City. But in any case, the average administrator makes over double that. Their administrators in New York State make $300,000 a year. I'm not joking, $400,000 a year. That's a real thing in New York State. So a teacher makes 70, an administrator who literally will just make his or her life miserable. In fact, most teachers are female, so probably make her life miserable, is going to make 3 times her salary. So the best teachers go, I'm smart. I could be a teacher or I could become an administrator. I should become an administrator. I'll make 3 times the amount. That's embarrassing. That should be balanced, number one. And number two, we should have the many administrators, right? My problem with teachers in New York State is, and this isn't teachers' fault. This is not teachers' fault. This is the system's fault. We force our teachers to get all types of credentialing, tons of credentialing. There's no tomorrow, right? You got to get a master's degree and do this and do that. Then you get in the classroom and we go, oh, no. Don't do anything on your own. Do what our administrator tells you to do. Well, then why'd your teacher get all the credentials? If you're just going to tell you what to do, if you're going to treat them like that, just get them out of high school then and just order them to be drones and be robots then. If that's your goal, that should not be your goal. It's a terrible idea. I'm just saying you're doing the worst of both worlds. You're making a teacher get tons of education, jumping through tons of hoops, and then you're saying, don't do anything you learned, do what I say. The worst of both worlds. If I have to trust teachers or administrators, I will always trust a teacher, right? They could be wrong too. Teachers are not magical. There are bad teachers too, and make mistakes. Of course they do, absolutely, but they're just humans. But when an administrator makes a mistake, dozens of teachers are affected, hundreds of kids are affected. When a teacher makes mistakes, one class is affected. Okay, let's fix that. Let's teach the teacher better and move on. It's fine. Happens. We can fix that. I can't fix it when administrators decide, let's make an overarching thing that destroys everything. That's a bad idea. So I hope that was clear on my stance on teachers. I would like less administrators. I'd like more of the money going to teachers, or letting it go to where teachers can decide where the money goes to. So in certain cases, teachers will be like, no, it needs to be salaries. They also might be saying I need more teachers, or they might be saying I need more resources. Again, I don't decide that. How could the governor know that in any given school, should the money go to resources? Should it go to more teachers? Should it go to teacher salaries? I'd rather let local districts make some decisions there to figure out where the money should go. So I hope that answers your question, Brad. All right. If I can keep doing this. All right. Oh yeah, John remembered Julie Killian. You remember that one? Yes, that was the Lieutenant Governor Republicans gave us last time. So yes. Melissa says his stance is that teachers should be fired if they don't take on a mental jab. If it wasn't, he'd be running, taking votes from. Yeah, Melissa, you don't know what you're talking about. In other words, just talking trash. I was the one who said immediately, and I put it out on video. I have the receipts. Where was your boy Zeldin? He was running around doing something else. He was an absentee landlord. That's what he was doing. So yeah, thank you, Melissa. I actually am on record saying literally no. This is the thing people don't understand. They're saying things like medical freedom and such, which is fine. I get that. But here's a more important piece to this that people aren't saying. The reality of it is what people aren't getting at is our First Amendment. The First Amendment isn't only freedom of speech. People say that, but it isn't just that. It's freedom of speech, and it's also freedom of association and freedom of religion. So how, in our First Amendment, if you have freedom of religion, how can you take away a religious exception? Can't. But we did. If you focus it on First Amendment, you will find more judges more willing to stop it. We weren't that good at that, and we should have. And the governor should immediately been like, no, I'm not doing this. No. If you wanted to do any type of mandate at all, you have to have a religious exemption. Otherwise, you're just saying there's no First Amendment. It doesn't work. Now, I said to Melissa, does Melissa know that? No, because she's just like, I care about Zeldin, and therefore you're evil, because someone told her that, and she just bought it. All you have to do is literally just Google Larry Sharpe and mandates, or Google Larry Sharpe and anything, and you would find out that I've been on record against this for 3 years already. But it's fine. You'll do what you want. You'll do what you want. So, all righty. Just keep going if I could. John, this is I'll be writing in Sharpe tomorrow. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Yes, 100%. Thank you very much. All righty. Daniel says probably going to move if Hochul wins. Can't do anymore. And yes, Daniel, and I don't blame you, right? I don't blame you. I wish it wasn't true. I don't want this to happen, but it is. It is. I hope. By the way, some of you should notice this. I'm going down. So if you guys know how this works, all the comments get thrown at me. I try to pick the ones that I can see or pick up. I pick up negative comments too. Try to find somebody else running for office who takes some of the people who are yelling at them. You won't find it. They'll only put up good ones. I'm putting up people who are mad at me, right? People who are mad at me. I put them up. Melissa's upset, clearly. So let's go about other guys. They're upset. They are. And I'm still giving them the most important thing. Respect. I'm still giving them respect, even though they're not doing the same to me. But I'm still giving them respect. Why? They're New Yorkers. They deserve respect. That's it. And Melissa may not know this. She's talking about, go to school, whatever. I homeschool my kid. You didn't know that, did you, Melissa? Yeah, I live in New York City, and I homeschool my kid. You didn't know that. Of course you didn't, because you're so busy yelling at me. Yeah, I support the homeschool movement. Did an entire video on homeschooling, helping people out. Yes, I support that movement. I support a plan where you actually can, you get a from the government, instead of us just throwing money into schools, you can get a credit if you want to homeschool or private school your kid. Yeah, but you don't know that, do you? This is the problem, because Zeldin just yells, I'm not Hochul, and you're so scared of Hochul that you're voting on fear. You're voting because I'm against the other. Yet I have actual policies that you can just look at. If you just, I know you obviously don't care, but if you did care, you just go to LarrySharpe.com. All my policies are there. If you go to Hochul's site, she will show you how much money she spent. Our money she spent back on us. That's what she will show you. If you go to Zeldin's site, he will show you all the ways you can give him money and help him out. But he won't show you policy. Do you know why, Melissa? He doesn't have any. He has no policy. You know what Hochul has? I'll give money to everything. She has no policy either. You know what I have? Lots and lots of actual answers. Lots and lots of actual policies on how to really fix things, how to make your life actually better. That's what I have. So LarrySharpe.com if you want to. It's right there for you. If you want to do it. You probably won't. Anyway, let me keep moving here if I can. I do appreciate that at least. So, all right. Let's see here if I can keep going down here. Polo says, without Larry, no choices are Empress Kathy and Lame Duck Lee. It's true. Kathy, first of her name. That's true. Absolutely. So one of the units says integrity. You won, Larry. Oh, thank you. I won integrity. I guess that's good. I hope that gets me 130,000 votes tomorrow. I would like 130,000 write-in votes. So if that gets me that, then that's good. And that's what I'm going to ask you all right now. Right now. If you are a New Yorker, please, if you haven't already voted, tomorrow when you get into that booth, write in Larry Sharpe. It's the answer. We need 2% of the vote tomorrow. Just 2%. 2% gets us a party for next year. Gets us a party for next year. 2% does it. If we can get 2%, it will work. If you can do that, please do that. It is very helpful. And how do you do it? I will show you right now. If you have a horizontal ballot, it's lower left-hand corner. That's where it is. If you have a horizontal ballot, that's where it is, right in Larry Sharpe. If you have a vertical ballot, it's over here. Circle in that little circle, close it off, and then write in Larry Sharpe. That's how you do it. That's all you do. Larry, should we put everybody else in that you're running with? If you want to, please go ahead. Happy to support those guys. Please do so if you want to. Be amazing. The issue is the state only cares about me when it comes to ballot access. Oh, it only cares about one, and that's it. So that's what you need to do. I hope that was helpful. If you can donate, please donate. But more importantly, if you're going to go vote tomorrow, please bring someone and tell them that they should do the same thing. Please do that if you can. It is very helpful. Get a friend, a family member, someone who doesn't care to go on in and write in Larry Sharpe. Every single vote matters. It does matter tremendously. Please do that if you can. It's very helpful. And tell others. Share this or anything else you possibly can on all your social media. I get shadow banned until tomorrow. And so I'm always bugging you, as always, to please like and comment and share. It's the only way I get around the algorithms. If you can, please do that. It's very helpful. If you can donate, everything counts. We're going to try to keep promoting tomorrow even too, and we're not going to stop. If we get our 2%, you can guarantee, I've already done it. Those of you who've seen me, I've done it. I'll be back out there next year again. For those of you who don't know, I literally cross this state every single year. I go to every single county, all 62. I visit them all every year. I've done it for 5 years in a row since 2018, 19, 20, 21, and 2022. Not this Sunday, but last Sunday was my final 60-second count that I hit this entire year. Every year. Why? Because I don't want to move. I get why some of you are moving. I'm not mad at you. I'm disappointed. Disappointed, but I'm not mad. So I'm hoping. So William's beat me up. He's like, you're only going to get 2 votes. Well, I don't think I'm going to get 2 votes, William. I got almost 100,000 last time when I was in the ballot. So I'll get more than 2. Don't know how many, but more than 2. And even if I do get 2 votes, say you're right, and I get slaughtered tomorrow and I get 2 votes, great. How do you get helped? Think about what you just said. Let's take 2 votes. You're right. I get creamed tomorrow. I get hammered like there's no tomorrow. Look at me. Oh, ha, ha, ha. You going to laugh? Good. You laugh. Meanwhile, Hochul wins, and you're packed up moving away from the state you love. Who won? Not you. Not you. Langworthy he's gonna be in Congress grifting, and Zeldin's gonna be in some law firm or in some lobbying firm a month from now. Where are you gonna be? Getting a U-Haul. So great, yay! You own Larry, I guess. Good for you. I guess you won. Think about that. That's where we are now. A victory is the other guy loses. That's the victory. I would like the victory to be you actually do well, William. And if you're a New Yorker, I don't know if you are, but if you are, I'd like you to have a better place in New York. So you want to stay and not leave. That's why I have actual policies to make that happen. So Jessica says, writing you in tomorrow. Thank you. I could use it. Everyone does count. Thank you so much. Yes. Daniel says, I've got 5 write-ins for Larry Sharpe, Monroe County. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yes. Absolutely. So let's see here. William says, you can't change anything if you can't get the votes, Larry. I think Kim Kardashian would tell you that you are wrong. I would think people who have tried to do things who haven't always gotten all the votes would say you're wrong. Not just that. I look at people like Ronald Reagan, even Joe Biden, Richard Nixon. Took them 3 times to win. They ran, got their butt kicked 3 times before they won. Would you have told Ronald Reagan, Joe Biden, Richard Nixon, can't get anything done, you're a loser? You might have told them that. They would have ignored you. As I will ignore you also. Just saying. As I will ignore you also. Because the reality of this is all the people who are really successful, all of them have one thing in common. Grit. They get back up after they fall down. And I got my butt kicked this year. And I'm still here. And instead of you saying, yeah, Larry, you suck, you should be going, damn, this guy won't stop. But you won't. Because like Melissa, you've been told something and you just believe it. And you shouldn't, William. You shouldn't. You should go, wow, this guy's still going. Good for him. That's what you should be doing. But I get it. You're mad. Here's what I'm going to tell you. If you are a New Yorker, or if you're a New Yorker, after Tuesday, we're friends again. How about that? If you want to be my friend, you don't have to be my friend, obviously. But we can be friends. I don't mind. Up to you. So Logan says, I'm a Republican voting for you. Thank you. What's your opinion on the party? I don't know what that means. You're going to be clearer on that. I'm not sure what party and what you mean by that. I'm not sure. Robert says, good luck tomorrow. I appreciate it. I need more of it. Of course. Yes. Yes, absolutely. So let's see here. Let's see. Chris says, so I was passing through the Staten Island ferry terminal today, and there were probably 12 Zeldin students out there in front passing out flyers. One guy approached me and asked if I'd vote for him. I took the flyer and said, this name sounds familiar. Is that the guy who submitted thousands of fraudulent petitions to the Board of Elections? The student replied, that's not true. That's a made-up lie. I said, are you sure? Or is that what your masters tell you? Because I held these fake documents. That's very good, Chris. Thank you. Some of you don't know that. I'll bring up that piece. I usually don't bring this up, but all right, Chris, fine, I'll bring it up. For those of you who love Zeldin so much and who beat me up all the time and go, well, Larry, you didn't get on the ballot. Well, Zeldin tried to get on the ballot too as an independent, and he couldn't make it. And he had 11,000 photocopies that he submitted to the Board of Elections. There's actually an investigation on him right now on this. So yeah, that's your guy, Zeldin. Think about this. If you'll do anything to get elected, what will you do to stay elected? Think about that, you guys who are going to vote for Zeldin. For all of you who beat me up and get mad at me, have I ever lied to you? I've screwed up lots and told you. Have I ever lied to you? For those who've been following me, I've had plenty of opportunities to lie to you. Lots of them. Have I ever? Yes. So, anyway, Melissa says, oh, Melissa, you just keep yelling. Why are you mad at me so much? Thousands of these who have lost their jobs. She will mandate the shot for children. Get out of here. Okay, here's the issue to remember something. The medical freedom candidate, who's that? That's not Zeldin. Oh, you believe that. Okay, it's fine. You believe that. The guy who's the medical freedom candidate is me. I don't know why you think Zeldin's that guy. I guess you believe him, but that's fine. But no, I was the one who said literally what we should have done for the people who were fired is we should have sued Cuomo civilly. Why? It was Cuomo's specific executive orders who did that. So we should have sued Cuomo specifically. He has, I think, $23 or $24 million in his campaign fund. So why can't we give the teachers their salaries, back pay from that fund? That's Cuomo's fund. Why can't we? Civil lawsuit, we should be able to. Instead, we're going to give the money back from taxpayers, which is what Democrats want. But instead, let's get it from the guy who made the decisions. Let's have personal responsibility. That's a libertarian principle. Why don't we do that? Yeah, but I'm a bad guy who wants Cuomo or something, whatever. Yes, absolutely. So anyway, all right. Anyway, let's see here. So if I keep going down here, we've had a Republican governor. Someone says, yeah, 20 years ago. 20 years ago. We did. You're right. 20 years ago. So Ron says Zeldin will be a Fox News pundit. He might be that too. That's possible. Yeah, that's possible. He might be Fox News. It's possible he might be that. It's possible too also. It could be there. Yes, it is possible. That could happen also. Jimmy says, if anyone thinks 100,000 votes will be the difference between Hochul and Zeldin, you're drinking too much of the real Kool-Aid. You're not wrong on that one, Jimmy. You're not wrong on that one. Absolutely. Yes. 100%. You're right. So, all right, hold on. I'll there's a lot of haters, and I want to give the haters some attention too, but I got to give the people who love me also a little bit of attention too. Voted for Larry this time and last time. Thank you, Sam. My only other option is to move out of the state. Democrats, Republicans have run the state to the ground. Liberty's the only solution. Yes, absolutely. Nate says, canvassing this weekend, met a corporal, asked if they knew about the persecution of third parties. He said, yes, we're Working Families Party. Oh, yeah. I literally laughed and shared the good word of Larry Sharpe. Oh, thank you. Absolutely. Thank you. So good. I love that. So Julie says, George Washington said this, I have intimated to you the danger of parties to the state. Yes. The alternative domination of one faction over another, sharpened by the spirit of revenge, natural to party dissension. Yes. Which in different countries and ages has perpetuated the most horrid of enormities, is itself a frightful despotism. Yes. And we are just making sure we do everything we possibly can to ignore George Washington, who was right. So, yes. So he says, if I win lottery, I got you. Thank you. Hope Jesse, if you win a lottery, you help me out. We'll take care of this 2026. Guaranteed. We will take care of this then. Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. So there we go. Rhonda says, I would have loved to donate. My school tax went up almost $900. That, it's funny you bring it up. You know that I have a policy that if we're able to make this work, within 2 years, the New York State Social Trust, which will be funded by permanent and private capital, will actually pay for all schooling. If it pays for all schooling within 2 years, then there's no need for school tax. So generally speaking, most people's property tax across the country will be cut in half. Let me ask you, who's talking about that? Larry, you just can't make up a fund. Yet again, as I say, always based upon something already existing. There are 2 countries right now that are doing it, Norway and Singapore. They are literally doing what I just said. It can be done. No one does it, though. Larry, why do you make all these dumb policies? So someone will take them. but they don't take them. Why don't they take them? Because they don't care. They don't want to fix anything. Literally, they don't want to. When I was on Rogan, I said all the time, when I was on Rogan, Joe Rogan's like, man, those are good stories. I love them. Those are good policies. I love all those policies. They're amazing. You got to lock them down. I said, why? He said, people will take them. I said, take them. They've been on my website for 5 years. You can just take them. So if Zeldin cares about New York so much, take my policies. They're there. Take them. He didn't because he doesn't care. If Hochul cared, take my policy. She won't. Doesn't care. They're right there to take them. 100%. I'll ask you one point. All you people go, Zeldin wants to save us? Okay. If Zeldin cares, why didn't Zeldin drop? That's stupid. Why is it stupid? If I drop out tomorrow, what happens? Does Zeldin all of a sudden win? No. What if he drops out tomorrow? Well, tomorrow's too late. Today. Should have dropped out today. He dropped out today. What if he dropped out today? If he dropped out today, that'd make the news. Everyone's watching. What's going on? Oh, my God. And then they back me. This libertarian guy, they're backing him. Oh, my God. Makes the news. Money comes my way. I would have won. If he'd have dropped out months ago, I would have won. I would have won. All of my supporters with my ideas, with Republican money, I win. So I don't know who they think is the bad guy. I don't know. I don't know. So Rhonda goes on to say, we love you, Larry. You always in my vote. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Every little one I get is always good. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So yes. The Sunday Libertarian says, don't worry, guys. Trolls aren't real people. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Look, I don't think these are bots. I think Melissa's real. I think she believes what she believes. I think Lisa's real. I think she believes it. I think they're wrong, but I think they believe in the real people. And if they're New Yorkers, then I need to move them, right? You see me talk to everybody. I need to move them. I want the Lisas of the world and the Melissas of the world next year to be like, damn it, Larry was right. I got to back this guy. That's what I want them to do. And I can do it today. They're mad at me now. They won't. But I'll be open to them next year and the year after. And hopefully they'll be like, you know what? That guy was right. Let me get behind his people. Let's do this libertarian thing because this state is not going to go red. But man, it might go gold. And I'll take gold over blue. I'll take it. And I'm hoping they'll come. That is my hope, right? That's it. So Dan says, oh, wow, I didn't even know Ed McMullen was still in the game. Yes, absolutely. Right now in Utah, running against Mike Lee. And I like Mike Lee. I know Mike Lee, right? I was on a stage with Mike Lee in Freedom Fest. I don't want him to lose. But it does look bad that he might lose. It's possible. He may not. But you shouldn't have to because he won his last election by 40 points. It should be an easy win. But he's definitely, challenged now is what I will say. He's definitely challenged. Absolutely. So Sam goes on to say, if Republicans wanted to win, why aren't they promoting liberty issues? Did everyone figure out that lockdowns and mandates were a big issue? How many Republicans fought the lockdowns? Yeah. Thank you, Sam. Maybe 3. He's right. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. 100%. Julie says, if you think about the money and backing Larry got, and how much he had to spend because of the two parties, you don't understand how scared those two parties are that he would win. Yes. Thank you. He's for the people, not his pocket. Thank you for that, Julie. I appreciate that. They only want power over us. The people. Larry wants to help the people and give them back their freedoms and lives in the country. Yes. I want to be able to enjoy it too. I do. Absolutely. Hero says, I believe in you, Larry. Thank you, brother. I'm not done. I'm still fighting. Yes. Absolutely. I'm still fighting. Yes. Brian says, take heart, Larry. Your traitors are just lost souls. Yeah, but we need them. We need them. We need all the votes we can get to include the people who are mad today. People who are mad today may be mad at somebody else next week or tomorrow or next month, and then we'll need them, right? And then we'll need them, and hopefully they'll come our way, right? And then hopefully they'll come our way. Absolutely. Alex says, Larry says, I met you in Utica a few years ago. I have been a genuine fan, and I'm honored to vote for you again. Thank you to Vanessa of New York. As a teacher and New York State resident, I thank you for fighting the good fight. Cheers. Thank you, my friend. And that's something to remember, too, right? A lot of people, like Hochul, Lozelle, will say, I traveled the entire state. No, they go from fundraiser to fundraiser to fundraiser. I go from diner to restaurant to vape shop to gun shop to diner to gun shop. That's what I go to, right? I actually go to the places that local people who own things. I try to help people out. I support local businesses. That's what I do. And I probably met you there, some Alex. I appreciate that. And this is the voting for you tomorrow. Thank you. Everyone I can get. Yes. Absolutely. 100%. Yes. That would be awesome. I appreciate it tremendously. Guys, I'm going to have to run. Another podcast got to jump on. For those who don't know, I will be on Break the Cycle in about 5 or 10 minutes. I'm in another podcast trying to get some more people to hear me, talk some more trash if I can. I am going to be doing that to the best of my ability so we can help the algorithm. I appreciate that, of course. As I always, if you can donate, please do so. If you can't, no worries. Like, comment, share. Tomorrow, I will have an early morning show to get you motivated to go vote and a late night show to get you voting. And of course, I will be on a free solution, WYSL, Rochester, New York, tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. 3 times tomorrow. Why? Fighting until the end. You know it's what I do. Did it last time, and I'll do it again. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I will see you.